Okay, I'm back with another video, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to solve a Pyraminx with CFOP. And for some background information, CFOP is an acronym for cross, F2L, OLL, and PLL, and I'll go through what those are in a minute. But it's basically the main method that speed cubers use because it's like pretty much the fastest method out there. So I'll go over what those are. So cross is obviously just the cross. Usually most people do it with the white cross, but it's just these edges match up with the center, and they also match up with these centers. F2L it means first two layers. It's what I have solved here, just these two layers. It means orient last layer, and it's just you have to have all the yellow faces up, or of course just the opposite of what you did the cross and stuff on. And PLL, which is the last step, it's permute the last layer. You just get all the pieces in the right spot, and then it's solved, and that's the solve. So that's what CFOP is, basically. Okay, now on to the Pyraminx. So first of all, of course, you just want to line up the centers to their edge, because they'll always be connected to it, and it's just one thing away. This isn't really part of the thing. That's just the thing you got to do before. You just turn those to where they're matching with the center. And now the first part, cross. I like to do the yellow cross just because it's kind of like the brightest color, like the white cross on the normal 3x3. But basically what you're gonna do is you're just gonna do that, and you're gonna have these two, and these two. And one way to, and it's usually just intuitive, but one way you can know where to put them is if you find a corner or a center that has no yellow on it, then it's going to be on the exact opposite side of that. So this is the opposite side, so I'd find them and just put them in their slot. So that's the cross. Now F2L, it's technically just one layer on the Pyraminx, because if you're doing two layers, it's basically just that. So what you want to do is you want to find a place where an edge needs to be on the yellow side. Like this edge needs to be there. So you want to put it there. But don't make the mistake of doing like that. What you want to do is have it on the face, but the yellow is not showing, and the others showing, like the red in this case. And you want to bring the other side of that edge up, put it in, and bring it back down. And you'd want to do that for every one of those. So this one, that, and then the last one you gotta make sure it's not showing, and then there. And now there's a cut. That's the F2L, as I like to call it. And now the last two have a couple different cases. Okay, now OLL, as I call it, of course. It's technically, there's no face up, so it's like you couldn't make it face up, but that's not besides the point. So what we're doing in this is we're putting them all in the same spot, and I'm pretty sure this is technically permuting them and then orienting them. So it's like they're flipped. But what you want to do is, if you have it like this, or where it's these two need to go there, and those two need to go there, and those two need to go there, or just the other way around, you want to know this algorithm, okay? You bring the right one down, the top one clockwise. The right one up, the top one clockwise. Right one down, top one clockwise, right one up. And I'm going to need to do that again because it's still here. So that, And now I'm to a point where there's just these two flipped. And then last step, PLL, as I say because it goes with CFOP and stuff. It's if these two are both flipped, but they're in the right spot. And there's two ways you can solve this. There's one that's like probably easier to learn, but it takes longer, and then there's one that's quicker, but it's probably a little bit more complicated to learn. And so I'll go through the more complicated one first. Don't know why, but what you want to do is bring the left one down, the right one down, the left one up, the right one up. And then you want to bring the top one counterclockwise to the right. Yeah, that is counterclockwise. And then you want to bring the right side up. You want to bring the top one clockwise to the left, and then the right one down. And so that's the quick way to do it, like that. And then the way I used to do it, which is probably simpler, you want to bring right one down, left one down, right one up, left one up, and do that same thing again. Turn it 90 degrees, right one down, left one down, right one up, left one up, which is the same thing, and then it's solved. But I used the first one I showed you just because it's faster, and that's really it, because it's faster, and it requires less turns. So that's all the steps of CFOP. And you may have seen I already have done a Pyraminx tutorial video, but I feel like that was just messy and it wasn't really specific, and it was more just like kind of guess and check. And this is more like you know what you're trying to do and all that stuff. So like it's just, and I just feel like this is a better method of solving it. I just feel like it's faster, it's easier, it's more compact. I just, why did I drop that? But I just kind of like this method more, and I decided I'd share it with you guys. So that's the video.